Welcome back to my channel, JP here. In this video I run through the details of an all-day wedding that I was asked to DJ and MC at. Not the usual marquee type event, but a 10 AM start and a 2:30 AM finish. We had a host of obstacles to overcome due to location. First of all, it was a very long, bumpy dirt track, but that was fine as I'm still using a Nissan X-Trail as my DJ truck. Once I arrived, I filmed this explanation. We're on the top of a hill in Shropshire. Lovely countryside here, and we're in this ute. So it's like two tents put together, round ones, circular, which gives us some interesting things to sort out as far as sound and lighting goes later. But I'm here doing an all-day wedding, and I'm looking forward to it. Next up, let's look at the pair of marquees, which are actually called utes, for that was the setting for this wedding. They look amazing, but due to the shape, they make a very difficult setup for the evening, as we have reduced space compared to the traditional rectangular shaped marquees. Let's run through the daytime setup. So far I have set up for the daytime part of the wedding, not set up for tonight, so it's background music, wireless mics and all that. I've loaded up around the corner there. Round here, this side of the ute, there's an outdoor space they're going to be using. It looks like they've got a bit of a fire pit there, and it's a lovely day for it. It is sunny. And then we come into here, and this is the bar area. Hello ladies.
Hello, hello.
You're on YouTube. Hiya.
You're right.
And in here what we got is set up just for today's part. This is the main wedding breakfast is going to be in this lovely round marquee tent, as you can see. Top table's over there. I've set up at the moment just my RX2. We've got the wireless microphones, they're the JTS ones. I've got in this room at the moment 3 Yamaha DXR12s. I've got one underneath there. I've put one over this side, down there, and there's one over by that door over there. And what that does is that provides perfect sound in the middle and everything balanced for speeches and everything. Not long after I had finished setting up, guests were starting to arrive, and my first job was to provide some background music while everyone was having some welcome drinks and waiting for the bride and groom to arrive. They were off having their photos. The next task is to get everybody seated. You have to be very conscious of timings on these events, as unlike wedding venues, there is no one to ensure everything runs on time. Once the guests are all seated, what I tend to do is have a chat with the room, get them ready and going to cheer the bride and groom's entrance. And I do that by some practice intros, and then criticise them by saying that they're not loud enough and they need to try harder. Do one more of the practices and then the bride and groom can come in. When chatting with the bride and groom before welcoming them in, I ask a couple of questions. Well, I confirm them. 1, how do they want me to address them? To the room, Mr. and Mrs. X, or their first names. 2, I ask if they'd like me to ask everyone to stand for them, or if not. I decided I'd record this one. Well, I tried to. Here it is.
So can we have your attention? Quiet everybody please, thank you. Okay, with great anticipation, look towards this way. I'd like to introduce you for the first time as a married couple, your bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. You carry on talking then.
Next up was some background music while everybody enjoyed the food, and then it was for me to announce and introduce the speeches. I get to hear a lot of speeches, probably like you lot do. A couple of these ones from this wedding were actually very good. Once speeches were finished, we had an Elvis tribute act doing a 45-minute set. Nice guy, got them all up and dancing. I did ask if he wanted to use my PA system to save some time on setup, but he was happy using his. We were running tight on time and I could have done with him just plugging into what was there. After Elvis had left the building, we were able to organise for the room to be turned and some of the tables taken out. I could then set up for the evening. At the same time, the 5-piece band had arrived and they were also setting up. Luckily, the weather was perfect, so all the guests could go outside or into the other bar part of the ute. Setup wise, for the evening, the area available was very tight and time was not on my side. Also, the design of the ute was such that nothing tall could go against the edge, and as such I opted to put the lights in front of me along with the speakers. As you can see, not the prettiest of setups, but functional. It worked. We had 250 guests arriving in the evening, so it had to work. And along with the band, space was an absolute premium. Equipment used for the evening was 3x Yamaha DXR12s. I had the 4th on my truck, I just did not have the time or the room to put it anywhere. Lighting was the Chauvet DJ Gig Bar Move and the Chauvet DJ 4Play, all set up on the same pole, worked perfectly. The booth for this one was the Equinox Truss booth. I was using my Pioneer XDJ RX2 with the JTS wireless microphones and my Sennheiser HD25 headphones. A Chauvet DJ Hurricane Haze machine was also there for good measure. Once we were set up, it was time to get the cutting of the cake done. The cake had been leaning as it had been a hot day and fell when being cut. I did not have the camera running at that point. Straight on then to the first dance. I had been informed the band were to play the first dance, which is often the case. So I asked them while we were all setting up, and they did not know the song. I had preempted this and asked the bride and groom what their first dance was to be so I could ensure I had a copy. Before the first dance starts, I generally call all the guests up and ask them to gather around the dance floor. This adds to the atmosphere, makes the pictures look better. Also helps you fill the dance floor straight off when the main music starts fully. I also ask the bride and groom to give me a signal once they're ready so I can invite the guests to join them on that dance floor. Additionally, I always ask the photographer if they'd like me to turn any of my lights off. This guy said they were fine on. Usually the photographers say yes because they don't want the light interfering with their shot.
Now for the moment they've been waiting for all day to show off their dancing skills. Let's hear it for you, bride and groom, everybody! Tara, ready!
Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, it's alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom have indicated they'd like you to join them on the dance floor! Pile on in! Come on!
Once the first dance was done, I handed over to the band for the first 45-minute set. Because of space, I had agreed with the band that I was setting up the lights and they would not need to put theirs up. I think the Chauvet DJ lights did a very good job here and really did look good in the ute with the haze on. One thing I had missed was all the live bands I've worked with on a weekly basis, and these guys were very entertaining, especially the lead guitarist who liked jumping on the sub and doing a bit of flair. End of the second set and it was straight on to a 3-hour set for me. It was a couple of months back now, so I'm not 100% sure what I played, as I've not got any notes to refer back to. But whatever it was, it worked and everybody loved it. Took me about 1 hour to pack down, and then I had a 45-minute drive home, which was not bad. All in all, a great wedding and one I really enjoyed working at. For this wedding, I priced it not for the DJing, but for the time on site and the jobs I was doing, and as such, it was a decent day's work. A big thank you to all of you for taking the time to watch this video. It's really appreciated. An extra thank you to everybody who subscribed. You know who you are. Don't forget to press the like button now if you've not done so already, and share to your social media of choice. If you've not subscribed to this channel, then now is the time to do it. And don't forget to turn on that bell so you can get notified next time one of my videos goes live. Thanks again. Until next time, JP out. Oh, quick message for Chauvet DJ. Thanks for sending me the hat. Very much appreciated.